Writing XML is very much like writing HTML. You know that you write HTML to be read by a program called a web browser, and this program interprets the tags to create display elements on a screen. XML is written in a specific format to be read by a specific program, which will interpret the tags to do whatever it is that program was designed to do. That is, an XML document is written to contain specific sets of tags, just like HTML, and the program that reads it must already know what is to be done with each tag. A program developed to read and use XML files also has a dictionary that defines the form and what have you of the tags it understands. This dictionary is called the DTD, the Document Type Definition. The DTD is placed out on the internet so the receiver of a document can find it, and the location of the DTD is included toward the top of the document itself. I'll be showing you that here in just a minute, but at the very top of the document is the identifying tag line. It's also known as the XML declaration. Normally it only contains the version number of XML and looks like this. This line is not actually a requirement of the language, but it is almost universally used. This is so if a newer version of XML comes out, the programs that use it could be modified to handle both the old and new versions. You may see a couple of other items included as attributes of this top line. It can be used to specify the character encoding for the document, and it can be used to specify whether this is a standalone document or whether it includes other documents' text as parts of its body. Next comes the doctype statement. The purpose of the doctype statement is to define the syntax of all the tags that are used in the document. This can be done in line with each tag type defined right inside the XML document, but it's more commonly done by specifying a URL that points out the location of the tag definitions. In reality, these locations are almost never checked. The program reading the XML document simply checks that the URL is correct. That is, it verifies that the URL is the same one that holds the document definitions it already knows about. If it's the same, then it already knows how to read and interpret the document. If it isn't one that it knows, it can't read the document. There are different formats for different purposes, but let me show you a doctype tag that goes in a web app XML document. This is a doctype with a public tag. You can see that it's named Web App. The line following the public keyword is made up of separate fields divided by // The minus in front indicates its ISO standard approval is pending. It's owned by Sun Microsystems. Its description is DTD Web Application 2.2, and it uses the English language. Then comes the URL. This is the document that defines all the tags that go into making up the web.xml document. It's written in the doctype definition language, which is another language with its own XML-like syntax that resides within the XML language. There are quite a few comments interspersed with these tag definitions, so if you want to go to the horse's mouth about the meaning of a tag, this is it. I'll be showing you how some of them are used as we go along. Anyway, the tags themselves have some special form. Every tag has a name. Every name begins with one of these characters, and every name contains one of these characters. The names are case sensitive, so upper and lower case does matter. You can quote strings either one of two ways. Using single quotes or double quotes work the same. This is convenient because you can include single quote characters inside double quote string and vice versa. Tags are all identified by being surrounded by less than and greater than signs. And every tag is matched by a closing tag of the same name, except it begins with a / character, like this. No opening tags exist without closing tags. You can actually combine the opening and closing tag into a single tag by writing it this way. Some tags require contents. The contents can be very small, or they can run to several lines. Some content even contains other tags. If you do have nested tags, it's important that they be nested properly so each opening tag can be matched directly with its closing tag. Finally, opening tags may have attributes. An attribute always has a name and is assigned a quoted string as its value. The attribute always goes with the opening tag, but there must always be a closing tag that goes along with it. A tag can have a number of attributes. A tag with attributes can be both an opening and closing tag. A tag with attributes can also have contents. Depending on how they're defined in the dictionary, some tags can be used only once and some can be included a number of times, and the use of some tags requires the presence of others. The definition of the tags themselves can help enforce correctness in the data written in XML, but remember, it is the program that reads and parses the tags that has the final say, not the dictionary defining the tags. The dictionary definition doesn't impose any real restrictions. That only happens by the program that's interpreting the XML.